So we're back at home after our 3-week trip.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Kathy. And this is Steve. In 2019, we started planning our retirement and realized that we both wanted to travel and see the U.S. in an RV. So we started our adventure with Fate, Fortune, Fun. We packed up our fun mover and started planning weekend adventures and vacations to learn more about the RV lifestyle. Please subscribe and click the notification button so you can follow us as we continue this journey to retirement and beyond. As I was editing the video, I realized that we didn't record that much.
I kept asking you, are we going to record?
No, we were so busy having fun, we forgot to record. And
I didn't record when I went out either, so
what we're gonna do is we did a lot of filming when we went to one of the parks, Chałuswacki, and we kayaked. And so we have a lot of kayak video, but I don't think anybody wants to see 3 hours of kayaking. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about what we did and what we saw and what we learned, and then we're gonna put some images somewhere around here. So you can listen to us talk and see some of the images while we talk, because there were some really cool things that we saw when we kayaked.
On our longest trip ever.
Yeah.
We were gone for 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, it's a long time.
It was a long time. So we started out with, we went to Vero Beach, and we stayed at the Sunshine RV Resort.
Sunshine Travel.
That's right. Steve's got the notes in front of him. I don't have my reading glasses on, so it's a little blurry. So I might be asking him what to see.
Do I need to move it out farther?
Maybe you have to move it all the way to the other side of the room. So we stayed at Sunshine RV Resort. I really liked that resort. When we drove through it at Thanksgiving without the RV, I was like, it's okay. But when we stayed there, I actually liked it.
It was very nice, and because I'm a motocrosser, I was shocked to find out maybe 2 miles away is a riding area, motocross track riding area.
And it's like 20 minutes away from my mother's house, so that was nice. I got to spend time with my mom.
How have I been going there for 15 years, and I didn't know it was there.
Yeah. The park itself has some park models and some permanent residents and some semi-permanent residents, but everybody was very friendly.
Yeah, everybody we talked to.
And, of course, it's COVID time, so we were distanced, but we still got a chance to talk to people. Their dog park there was amazing.
Crazy big.
So big. It's like the size of a baseball field, I think. It was completely fenced in. It had locked gates. It had water for the dogs. It had picnic tables. It looks like they may sometimes have shade up. They didn't at this time of year, but it was chilly, so we didn't care. Let's see. Anything else we want to talk about Vero Beach?
Well, it was Christmas.
Yeah.
We spent Christmas there.
Yeah, we did decorate the RV. I'll have to find a picture of that and put it in the video, too. I know we took a couple of shots of our first time ever decorating our RV. That was fun. And then when we left there, we only spent about 3 or 4 days there, and then we left there and went over to Peace River RV. Both of these were Thousand Trails or Encore parks.
We're new to 1,000 Trails, and it was a good experience.
It really was. We bought the camping pass, so we wanted to see what we thought of the different parks, and we were trying to see as many as we can. So we did move a lot in 3 weeks. We went to 4 different places. 3 of the 4 places were 1,000 Trails. 1 was not.
Right.
But we went over to Peace River. I have mixed feelings about that campground. I'm going to be very honest. I think that the campground was really nice and pretty. It is one of true to 1,000 Trails. It was a first come first serve. We got there about 12:30. Check-in is at noon. Mm-hmm. They were escorting some people to their sites, but they did not escort us to our site. So that was kind of a bummer. Our first site that we chose, we had trouble getting level in.
Yeah.
And then the second site we chose was, they have sites up on a hill, and then they have some down in a pit or a valley or whatever. And the sites down by the river are all in a flood zone.
And it was soft. We pulled in and we sank.
Yeah. So
that was bad, and we weren't the only ones. So
right.
if it's rained, Don't park in the low
don't
area.
go down there. They also don't have all full hookups. And so what they do during the high season or the winter season or whatever they call it, they put, the sewer sites are a lottery system. And so you have to pull into a site, wait until a certain time, go put your name on a list, see if they draw your name. There's this whole complicated procedure.
It's really a pain.
And so because we were only going to be there for 3 or 4 days, we didn't bother trying to do the lottery system. Now they will.
And we did find a very nice site on the side of the hill.
Yeah.
That was pretty darn level.
Yeah. If you don't get a sewer site, they do have a honey-do wagon that will come and pump you out. You have to excuse the blinds rattling behind us. One of the dogs is walking through the dining room where we're filming. We have the blinds closed so that you don't see us and it doesn't distract us, but currently it does distract us.
You probably will see a head in
At some point,
very soon, because she's on the other side.
Yeah, so we one of the things at the time of the year we were at there, which was right after Christmas but before New Year's, there were a lot of bugs. I got eaten alive by mosquitoes.
I was talking about the dog, not the
Exactly.
the bugs that ate you up.
Yeah, so I did bring bug spray.
Yes.
But the river looked pretty. We didn't kayak there. We really just kind of used that time there to relax and to unwind. Steve tried to go riding, but he had trouble with his motorcycle,
Yeah.
which ended up, we did learn how to use Amazon lockers on this trip because we needed to order a part and we had it delivered to an Amazon locker.
And we picked it up on our way to the next park.
Exactly.
It worked out pretty well, surprisingly.
Yeah, they have a dog park at Peace River. It's not as big as the Vero Beach one, but it was nice. It was plenty of room to let the dog run and play. Forewarned, they did not have water or for humans or dogs down there. And so if you're going to go down there, especially if you go down there when it's warm weather, bring water with you.
And there's no bathrooms down there either.
Exactly. In fact, I guess I didn't really notice it at Vero Beach because we were only there a couple nights and we were mostly spending time at my mom's house. I didn't notice that the lack or how many bathhouses they have or didn't have. But I'll tell you what, at Peace River they had very, very few. And they had none down in the flood zone for obvious reasons. We didn't look at the laundry room or use the pool or any of the services
I
at
used
Peace
the
River.
hot tub.
Oh, you did go to the hot tub. Yeah, he went to the hot tub. They were having movie night, so one of the nights when we were walking the dog, we saw the movie night. That was kind of fun.
It was cute.
Let's see.
Kids loved it.
What else do we have on here? Did I cover everything? I think during the right after we left, they had a farmer's market, and it does sound like they might have food truck days there too. So they do have a lot of activities there. We just weren't there when they were having them, or we didn't participate just because we were trying to stay far away from other people. People were friendly, very friendly there, but it was just weird with that first come, first serve and the flood zone. So just be wary if you go there that there is a flood zone.
They have a truck driver that's very familiar with the area.
Yeah, thankfully we had a dually pull us out, so we didn't have to call for a tow truck driver.
As soon as I felt it sinking, I stopped.
So,
and luckily, one of the guys who was coming by, he saw us, had a huge tow strap. I gotta find where he got that.
Yeah.
Because that would be handy to have for emergencies.
Right. So then we left there, and we left the Thousand Trail system because we needed to for a couple of days because of our camping path. And we went to Chaswatsky River Campground, and it's also nicknamed the Chaz. It's off of a tributary off of the Crystal River, and it was gorgeous there.
That was really nice. Lots of awesome kayaking. And the what do they call those things?
They had underground caves and underground springs.
Yeah, springs.
And so the most popular one I think is called like Seven Sisters or something like that. And when we first got in the kayaks, it was really crowded. So we went over to where it was and we left, and then we found a really cool narrow creek that we could go down, and it was gorgeous, and there were lots of birds. Unfortunately, because it was so crowded, it was New Year's. I think it was New Year's Eve. or the day before New Year's Eve. It was right at the end of December that we were there, so it was really packed. And so there wasn't a lot of water, like little fishes and stuff like that, but we didn't see any manatee. Now, the night we checked in, we walked down there, and I did see a manatee. They have like a little dock, and where you can put the boats and the kayaks and stuff in and out. So I did see one off the dock the one night that we walked down there, but the day that we kayaked, I didn't see any.
Yeah, I was hoping they'd see us and come up to us.
Right. Yeah, but we didn't. But we still had a great kayak trip, of which you're going to be seeing some of the scenes as we edit. There was one kind of freaky thing.
Very freaky.
That there was a tree in an area where there were like hundreds of buzzards. Buzzards?
Yeah.
Is that what they're called?
Easily hundreds.
Easily hundreds. They were in the
and
tree.
I videoed them.
They were on the ground. They were everywhere. And they didn't care that people kayaked up close to them.
Something obviously died up on shore.
Yeah, obviously. It was really kind of gross and cool all at the same time. Let's see. Once again, because it's next to a river, lots of bugs. I am like a bug magnet, so I was coating myself in bug spray. I think I'm going to invest in some fisherman's clothing that have the built-in bug stuff, because that really kind of got to me.
Yeah.
But once again, pretty park, very small park. There were some bigger rigs there. There were some pull-through sites. Because I
Very
booked,
few.
Because I booked us last minute. We had a back-end site, and we fit. It was tight.
RV with the tailgate down, because it has a drop-down lift gate. Mm-hmm. It fit, and the pilot fit in front of it. So
right.
was tight.
It was tight, though. I mean, if you're not comfortable pulling into tight spots, then you might want to pass on this, or book early and get one of the bigger sites.
Right.
We met a couple that was spending their entire winter there, but they had a Class A. They had a large Class A. They had a tow vehicle, and they got one of the pull-through sites.
Yeah.
And they had plenty of room. So it just depends on when and where you book.
Right.
They had a tiny little dog park. It's not good for any kind of big dog. A small dog might like it, but it wasn't in a pretty spot, so I don't know how many people actually use it. Because it was beside the bathhouse, next to the dumpsters, so it wasn't like somewhere I would want to go and hang out with my dog.
Dogs would think it had lots of interesting smells.
yeah. Let's see, what else did we do there? I think that's all we did there. We only spent about 4 days there, and that was when on our way there is when we stopped at the Amazon locker.
Mm-hmm.
And picked up. Was it there?
No. It's going to
Orlando? I don't remember.
Geez, I don't remember.
I don't remember, but we did.
Yeah, I think it was that one.
Yeah, because that one has a check-in time. I don't think you have to check out until like 2 in the afternoon. And so the check-in time wasn't until 3 in the afternoon. So we had plenty of time where we had to be out of Peace River, but we were only like an hour and a half away. And so we had plenty of time to stop at the Amazon locker and eat lunch and stuff like that on the way there. So when we left Chaswatsky, we headed over to Orlando RV. So we were back in Thousand Trail System. And
huge.
Oh my God, Orlando is huge.
Park.
And they have the new set. If you're familiar with Thousand Trails and you're familiar with Orlando RV Park, they had just opened up a new section.
Yeah.
And so there were.
And they're still opening more in it.
I think so. It was gorgeous. What I liked about the RV resort, of course, I didn't take any video, but they had like 3 or 4 distinctly different sections.
Thought we did some video on the bicycle.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
I think we rode every single inch of it.
We bicycled every single inch of it. It was gorgeous. It was fun to like go up and down all the aisles, and it had a nice boat dock and ramp at the one part on the lake. They had a nice sized dog park, shorter fence, so it's only like a chest high fence. So if you have a dog that likes to run and leap, I would be careful. But our bigger dog.
Yeah.
Was fine. She was too busy running and chasing balls. Let's see what else. But I like that they had different sections. Like the section we were in was down, and it was more wooded and it felt more like a state park. TV
Yes.
reception wasn't great down there, and our internet was okay. We have T-Mobile. We got signal, but it wasn't the fastest signal, but we got signal.
And we were down pretty low.
We were down
right,
pretty
right
low.
By
We were
the
almost
lake.
down to the lake, yeah. And so then there were parts up the hill from us. Some had more trees, some were completely open. So it was nice because
Kind of
whatever
like
you
a
wanted.
traditional RV park.
Yeah, whatever you wanted was there. It was
Yeah,
also full hookup,
true.
which was nice. And we stayed there for a full week,
Yeah.
which was really, really nice. Just to like, okay, what does it feel like to stay still for a full week? And I liked it. Did laundry there. Laundry was a little expensive. It's $3 to wash, $3 to dry.
Probably average.
I haven't done
would
laundry in a
guess.
laundromat in so long because we've had a house, but it might be something. It's going to be something we're going to experience more.
Yeah.
You did have to buy tokens to use it, and the weird thing is back when I used to use a laundromat, you could always just put one coin in the dryer to keep it going for certain minutes. These particular dryers, you had to use 3 tokens or no tokens. So, and 3 tokens gave you an hour. So I had some stuff that came out a little damp, and I didn't feel like spending $3 more to keep him dry, and so I just had to hang him up when I got back. Let's see.
We did go to Disney for one day.
Yeah, I got my Disney shirt on.
Ah,
Believe in magic or choose magic. This is my Disney shirt. So we did go over to Disney Springs because Disney is taking COVID seriously, in my opinion, and
Yes.
they're requiring masks and they do temperature checks. So I felt like we could be comfortable going out. We also chose not to go into the parks this time as much as I really, really, really wanted to go in. Because right now they were not doing parades or fireworks or at shows, most of the shows. So some of
seems
the
like it kind of lost some of the magic.
well, I think that it has the best magic you can during a pandemic. And
Yes.
and I just didn't want to spend the money on going into a park where I didn't feel like I was getting everything that I wanted out of it.
Yes.
And so
First, we did have the little mishap while we went out kayaking at Chaswatsky, where our dog decided she wanted to come out and she tore the blinds on both sides, just tore them to pieces.
so we're getting new blinds in the RV.
Yes.
We have to order them still. We haven't ordered them yet, but we need to order them. We're having some discussion as to whether we want to do right. The blinds that are in there, because it's a 2005.
Yes.
It's 2005, are the day-night shades. So you pull one down and it's the light you can see through, but it just blocks some light. And then you pull the other one down and it's dark. And
then you lift them both up
you lift
and
them both,
it's
yeah.
perfectly clear.
exactly. Or do we want to get the shades where you have a light shade and a dark shade? Or do we want to keep curtains up? We had to run to Walmart at night and get curtains.
Yes.
So right now we have curtains up. So we're still trying to decide, are we going to do curtains? Are we going to do the blinds? Are we going to do shades? And all of them have pluses and minuses.
Yeah.
And
And
so-
I'm sure we were the talk of the park that night.
Yeah, she was not happy. We should have known. She's so
Yes.
young, and we should have created her, but whatever.
But we did have the people that were, well, it was several families. Mm-hmm. And they were super friendly. And
Oh my God.
we didn't have to cook one night because they had us come over
Yeah,
and
I think
gave
that
us
was New Year's-
amazing.
Was that New Year's Eve night or New Year's Day?
That might have been New Year's Eve.
I can't remember if it was New Year's Eve or New
Yeah.
Year's Day, but they made all this food and they invited us over for
was
food.
so good.
It was so good. I really do wish that we could have sat and talked with them longer
Yeah.
because I just didn't feel comfortable sitting around talking that close to people
Yes.
because we are trying to be so careful. Oops, his phone's ringing. It's the famous spam risk. And so, all in all, I think when we let's finish up. When we left Orlando, we drove home.
Yes.
It was a 10-hour drive, so it was a long drive.
I don't mind driving.
But I was ready to be out of it by
Yeah.
the time we got home.
We
But-
debated on stopping and spending the night, and it's like we're within 3 or 4 hours. Just keep on going.
Yeah, and so we ended up coming in late and pulling straight into the driveway. You'll see another video soon because
Yeah, we could only pull in the driveway because the yard was flooded.
Yeah, we've been this year for some reason.
Actually, it started. Another curse of 2020 was the yard.
Yeah, this year it's just been so wet here where we live. And
it's never been like that. We've been here 15 years.
Yeah, and just pulling in and out of where we usually park the RV has just become a chore. So you will be seeing a new video soon, hopefully in another 10 days.
As soon as the weather stops raining, they're ready to pave it with concrete.
Yeah, so we're going to get a new
140-foot driveway.
It's going to be beautiful. Yes. So we're going to have it along the side yard and into the backyard, and we're moving our shed over near it.
And an RV pad.
So it'll be an RV pad. We're going to have electricity and water and sewer near there. So it'll be really nice when we come home from a trip and just open the gate, pull in, close the gate. So I'm excited about that. I think for me, this is the longest we've spent in the RV.
And it was pretty smooth.
Yeah, we learned, it's an older refrigerator, and so we had to defrost it halfway through the trip. Oh, well.
And that's strange because I've never had to defrost it before, and I've spent, a lot of time in it.
Yeah, before we started spending time together in it. And I see, what else? I slipped going down the stairs one day rushing, and so I've got a little bit of still have a sore shoulder. Yeah. So we need to get a heating pad and keep it in there.
Yeah.
Right now,
I'd carry the hot tub with us. It would fit in the garage, I think.
We have the bunk above the cab, which he sleeps in because I don't like to crawl into the front space because I'm a little claustrophobic. So I sleep down on the sofa bed. So we got a memory foam topper to put on that to make that sleeping a little more comfortable.
Yeah.
I learned how to use a convection oven. I think that by the time this video comes out, that video should have been published. So you should go back and look at that one.
I think that's already up.
Is it up?
I think so.
Okay. It will be by the time this one comes up. But I learned how to use the convection oven and cook quiche in the convection oven because that day that we got stuck in the mud, we became those people. We were hangry and we were tired, and it was just not a good day.
We.
So I learned that. I mean, honestly,
you keep a Snickers bar ready for her.
Honestly, I had a really great time, and I didn't want to come home.
Yeah.
I have to say that knowing that, this is our retirement dream, this is what we're planning on doing. And I came home and I looked around the house and I went, we've got a lot of crap. When is it going to be safe to start doing yard sales and getting rid of this stuff? And what is it really going to take to get us full time in the RV? How do can we manipulate our job some way? Can we do what other options do we have to get out of this house and full timing faster?
Well, she's so ready to go for that brand new 1,000 Trails program.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
We haven't decided yet. We're still debating it.
It has its benefits. We're not close enough to be doing it 24/7.
But I'm in the mindset of prices always go up. And right now we can afford it because we're working full time. So we'll make a decision in the next week or so. We may or may not put a video out about what we decide because...
I know. She's going to get it. I know it. No doubt.
I think that that's all that's going on really though. Like I said, we had a really good time. We didn't film a lot. We got to get in the habit of bringing the camera and actually using it everywhere. I carried it a bunch of places, but I didn't turn it on.
It was our first time when it was chilly.
Yeah, it was cold.
And even in Vero Beach.
We had to use the heater in Florida.
Yeah.
In December.
We actually bought an electric heater. Mm-hmm. And that worked surprisingly well. Now,
let's qualify this a little bit.
Yeah.
Cold for us who live in South Carolina. Yeah. It was not below freezing by any stretch of the imagination.
It was in the 30s.
Was it in the 30s that one night? Okay.
High 30s, but it's still in the 30s.
So, unfortunately, the places that have pools, I didn't want to get in the pool when it was that chilly. And
hot tub.
Yeah. The hot tub in Orlando was relatively small for such a large park.
And it actually warmed up after we
And
got to there.
And every time we walked by the pool and the hot tub in Orlando, it was pretty crowded.
Yeah, it was. That one I didn't go to the hot tub.
Yeah, and it was one of those, if it was not a pandemic, I probably wouldn't have thought much about how crowded it was. But I didn't want to sit this close to a stranger in a hot tub.
But it was huge.
But for the size of the park, it wasn't huge. I mean, when you think about how many spots are in that park, it really wasn't huge. And getting from there to Disney was nice. It was about a 25, 30-minute drive.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
We like I said, wasn't bad at all. So it was a lot of fun, though.
What else did we do there?
We
Went
drove
up to
around that
big lake.
Yeah, and I have a video that will be out by the time this video's out, or right after this video. I can't remember the order. I think it comes out after this video will come out.
That was a fun trip, and we actually went to go to a Newmar dealer who kind of didn't want to talk to us, it seemed like, but we really, we left there and I just went, what's here?
Yeah, we just started driving around.
This cute old town, lots of history.
Yeah, Steve really loves just driving around to see what we see, so that's going to be, and here at the house when he does it makes me a little insane, but when we travel and he does it, I love it. So I think that's going to be a really big
It's more of the
thing.
back roads.
Yeah. So we have to explore a little bit. That's really it. So we're going to wrap this up. I hope you enjoy the video of us kayaking. And like I said, we had a great time for those 3 weeks.